tips. What is your first tip to a leader of what they can do quickly to generate some results in their sales, in their any organization, whether it's sales or operational, you name it?
Well, keeping with the theme of meetings, let's start there. Just had a meeting with my Noah's Panage Project board, focusing on pediatric cancer research and awareness. And before we kicked off the meeting, I had every single board member on a Post-it pad write down the answers to 3 questions. The first one, what's your ideal walk-up song? What's your ideal walk-up song? Second question, what was your favorite childhood sitcom or cartoon or show growing up? Third question, what motivates you? Third question, what motivates you? So what happened is throughout the 2-hour planning session that we had, I would pull out one of these Post-it notes and I would read the answers to the questions, favorite song, favorite childhood sitcom, and then what motivates you out loud. And the group would have to guess which board member it was. Well, the byproduct of that, of course, we got to know one another. Self-serving leader in me got to see what people were motivated from. And now I could typically incorporate that in how I manage our meetings moving forward.
Awesome. All right, here's my tip. If you run a sales organization, start practicing with your people more. Practice is a great way to generate more fun and breakthrough. I oftentimes ask salespeople and sales managers, when was the last time you had a really healthy, hard-driving practice session as a sales team? And most people cross their eyes and like never. We never do that. There's an easy way to do it. What you do is you ask each salesperson in a meeting, whether it's 3, 4, 5, or 10, you name it, to picture a prospect or a customer they want to generate better results with. So they get that person in their mind. Ideally, it's somebody they know reasonably well. Then you simply ask them a question. You say, respond to me as though I am that person. And the question could be something as simple as, what makes our company different from our competitors? Or why should I do business with you? Or what is it about this particular solution that is different from what our competitors are doing? And then ask them to answer as if talking to you, the customer. Go around the room, have each person do that. And then at the end of the round, without interrupting anybody, ask what were the really highlight things that were said that we can make each other better at. More practice generates better results, more fun, more breakthrough. Another quick 30, 45-second tip, Paul.
Sticking with the theme, if we're going to practice, then as a leader, I got to know how to do it myself. I see a lot of folks fall flat on their face from a leadership perspective because they're unwilling to get into the trenches and demonstrate the desired skill for a number of reasons. We don't know how to do it. We're fearful of exposing our own warts. We feel like there's not enough time, but you could allow people to practice, but not understanding what the desired outcome is and what our, as a leadership team's expectations are, is setting them up for failure. So get to know the desired skill, practice yourself in a comfortable environment, demonstrate it for your folks, and then allow them to practice.
Excellent. I'm going to introduce another one that I would just call random acts of appreciation. We always talk about random acts of kindness and such. What about a random act of appreciation? At the end of the day, before you finish your day, before you call it quits, or maybe when you start your day, you look back over the last, 6, 7 hours you were working, you say, who did something exceptional? Who did something helpful to me? Who did something helpful to a customer? Who did something helpful to a team member? And, take 30, 45 seconds to call that person. Maybe you're going to leave them a voicemail. Maybe you're going to send them a quick email, you name it, and just say, listen, just completely out of the blue, I just want to let you know that I noticed that you did something special today. Maybe nobody else in the organization saw it, but I saw it. And, that thing that you did with XYZ customer, that's the kind of thing that is just really helping us to grow and develop and become better as an organization. I just want to let you know that somebody noticed. And just express a sense of gratitude to people that are doing things, that are moving the ball forward, steadily and gradually. Don't think it's always got to be some gigantic accomplishment. Sometimes the little things people do during the day just go unnoticed, and become a person that randomly appreciates folks for little breakthroughs. Let's hear another one, Paul.
Be relatable. And so this really hails from 2 things. First of all, understanding who your team is and what they're about, but also 2, being willing to express a little bit of vulnerability. If you think about all the jobs that you appreciated throughout time or the leaders that resonated with you, they're typically one thing in common. Somebody that was willing to sit down with you, have difficult discussions, also tell you about some challenges or plight that they went through, and then ultimately devising a plan collectively as a partnership in moving forward. So case in point, maybe somebody tells you a very difficult thing, and in your next team meeting, you find an anecdote or a story that captures the essence of what they're going through and how to make it through. You read that out loud to everybody, and every single individual could pull something from that story. But the one going through it, they understand that that story was deliberately selected for them, and they respect you even more as a result.
We'll do one more round before we close up here today, Paul. My last one is I think it's really helpful when we as leaders, managers, and such, when we reach out and talk to customers. So we look at the people, our customers that our employees have, and we call them just to schedule a meeting or schedule a call, a very informal, and just ask them some simple questions like, listen, what are we doing well? What's something that my team has executed well for you? How could we get better? And you just kind of listen, a listening session, gathering intel like from the ground up of what the customer thinks. And then when you get comments that, hey, our people did something really well. Hey, Bill did something really exceptional in solving a problem for our team the other day. You write that stuff down. And then when you have a meeting, bring it up. Say, listen, I was talking to XYZ customer. I asked him what we're doing well, and he made a special point of saying that Phyllis did this thing to solve this problem, and make a big deal out of it. So gather intel right from the customer and then bring it right back to your team and thank them and congratulate them for the things that they're doing that are making a difference that customers are noticed.